Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Shihan Chowdhury, aka Chili Pepper Cooks, and today we are making a Desi or South Asian style burger. Now this burger is packed with flavor. It has a special yogurt dressing along with a very well seasoned burger patty. And you're gonna see how I make this burger patty, because the burger patty just itself, even without the buns, even without the yogurt sauce, without all the toppings, is just purely amazing. Let's get started. So first we have about 2 pounds of ground beef. Now you can make your own ground beef, or you can actually control the amount of fat to meat ratio, but you can also go to the grocery store and pick up ground beef. I like to usually do about 80-20, 80% meat, 20% fat. But if you want to stay on the leaner side, it's completely fine. You can do a 90-10. Now, with this ground beef, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some garlic and ginger paste. This is key to give it that South Asian flavor, okay? Next, we're going to put in cilantro. If you really don't like cilantro, you can put in parsley. However, I would really like you to stick to cilantro because it does give it another level of a South Asian flavor to it. Here we have our seasoning mix. This seasoning mix has about 2 teaspoons of salt. You can do more or less depending on the type of salt you have. You can start out with 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and after it's made, taste the burger and add more salt. But me, I kind of figured it out. This needs about 2 teaspoons of salt for me, making it a couple of times. Again, this is based on Himalayan sea salt that I'm using. And then this also has about 2 teaspoons of cumin powder and 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. These 2 powders are very vital, very important to this. Next, we're gonna put in, that's right, the Thai chili pepper. You don't have to put in Thai chili pepper. You can put in jalapeno or some type of a pepper. Usually, you should not skip this step because this is part of a South Asian burger. It has to have that spice kick to it, but if you don't like spice or don't have a good spice tolerance, you can't skip this step. Next is the base of this burger, which is onions, okay? You wanna take onions and you wanna chop it up finely. You can do it by hand, it's gonna take a long time. Or you can use a processor to do this. I used a processor, so it took me about 30 seconds to do this. You want to use about a cup of diced onions. You can use more, you can use less. I find it that the 1 cup is about a good range. Now, you want to grab a cheesecloth. If you don't have a cheesecloth, it's fine. You can grab a paper towel. You want to put the onions in there and you just want to squeeze out all the juice. This is very important that you squeeze out all the juice of the onion. So you're just left with pure onion. And we're gonna put that into the mix and we're gonna mix it all up. Once we mix it all up, then we're gonna make some patties. Me, I like my patties to be thick, but you can decide on how thick you want your patties to be. Next, we're gonna grill this. Now, you don't have to grill this, but I like to grill it to give it that additional smoke flavor. However, pan searing it is perfectly fine, and I do that occasionally as well when the weather is bad outside. I just pan sear this. You're gonna get similar taste. Actually, to be honest with you, pan sear has a certain taste and grilling has a certain taste. They're both good, so try both out. Now, once it's almost done, I like to top it with some cheese, specifically cheddar cheese, specifically American cheese. All burgers has to have American cheese. And you just want to melt that cheese right on there. Now we're gonna work on our yogurt sauce. It's very simple. Just 1 cup of regular, plain, whole yogurt. Don't get that non-fat, don't get that low-fat. I specifically get grass-fed whole yogurt. It tastes very, very good. Next, you want to take some diced cucumbers. You want to get some cucumbers. I usually get the Persian mini cucumbers and I dice it up into fine pieces, and you want to put that in there. If you're putting about a cup of yogurt, you want to put about half a cup of that diced cucumbers. You can actually put more if you want. This is totally up to you. Then we're going to put in about a half a teaspoon of salt. Again, this salt can be adjusted later on once you taste it. Next, we're putting in a teaspoon of cumin. Now we're gonna mix it all up. Now this is the time where you want to taste it. Does it need more cumin? Does it need more salt? This is the time to do it. Or maybe you put in too much salt, or maybe you put in too much cumin. You can counteract that by adding in more yogurt. All right, now we want to toast some buns. That first layer, we're putting that yogurt sauce on there. Then we're putting in the burger patty. Then we're gonna put in a slice of tomato. Tomatoes, you wanna make sure you season it. Anytime you put a raw piece of tomato, season it. Just put some salt and some pepper. Here I'm using garlic salt that I get from Trader Joe's. It's really good. Next, we're gonna put in our red onions. This is a must, specifically with South Asian dishes. And then we have our crispy onions. These crispy onions you can make yourself, or you can just literally get it from the grocery store. I got mine from the grocery store, a little lazy way, but it's okay, it's just a topping. And then we're gonna put a little bit more of the yogurt dressing. This yogurt dressing is just gonna balance everything out that's going on here. And then we have the top bun. For the top bun, we are going to take mango chutney. And this mango chutney, again, you can get from your local grocery store. Specifically, if you go to an international grocery store, you can get some really good mango chutney. They have different variety of flavors. So we're gonna take our mango chutney and we're gonna put it on the top layer of that bun. I usually do a lot of the mango chutney because I just love it so much. And then we close it up and there you go. That easy. Now, as you can see with me, I like to make my burgers look really presentable. So, you know, I try to give it that messy but organized look to it, and you saw how I did it over here. It's very easy to do. All right, enough talking. Now let's take a bite. Wow, that yogurt sauce goes perfectly well with that seasoned beef patty. Taste some of the cheese, the tomatoes bring that freshness, the red onions gives that little zing. Wow, this is just absolutely amazing. And lastly, you get a little bit of that mango chutney, that sweetness that just hits you. You have to try this. Until next time, I'll see you later.